Elias Vance, the former park ranger, was 72 years old. The smoke of countless forest fires he'd fought and the tales of lives saved during his decades in the wild expanse of North America were etched not into his lungs, but into every deep line on his face, every rough callus on his hands. Since his retirement, he lived in a modest cabin at the edge of a small forest town, right at the trailhead. He'd tell his grandchildren secrets of the mountains and quietly sip his coffee at the local diner in the evenings. He no longer patrolled dangerous terrains or tracked wild animals, but the fire of duty within him had never died. In the worn camping bag by his cabin's entrance, always ready, sat a well-used first aid kit and an old pair of binoculars. Elias woke with the sunrise every morning, stepping onto his wooden porch to listen to the forest around him, the whispers of the trees, the chirping of birds. These sounds were familiar to him, and in each he could read the health of the wilderness. One afternoon, amidst a profound silence, he heard an unusual sound, a desperate, muffled cry for help coming from the steep trail above the town. It was a human scream, but weak, choked. His old ears, trained by years of experience, could discern this sound from any other. It was a cry of danger, reeking of fear and despair. He quickly rushed to the window, focusing on the trailhead. His eyes were aged, but his experience allowed him to detect even the slightest movement among the shadows. The cry for help from above repeated. His heart suddenly quickened. A wave of adrenaline, just like in the old days, surged through his entire body. He quickly grabbed his camping bag and headed towards the trail. His legs no longer possessed their former agility. His knees ached with every step, but his mind was sharp, as if he had never left duty for 30 years. As he entered the trail, he saw fresh footprints on the dusty path. Following the tracks, the sounds grew clearer. A group of teenagers seemed to be stranded on a steep section of the trail due to a rock slide. One young girl had slipped and was trapped among fallen rocks. Her friends were running around in a panic, unsure what to do. When Elias approached them, he spoke in a calm, confident voice. "Stop! Don't panic. Let's see the injured person first." The teenagers turned to him. Elias's ordinary hiking clothes and elderly appearance initially surprised them. "Who are you, old man? We called for help. Where's the rescue team?" one of them asked anxiously. Elias's face was devoid of expression. His eyes, filled with that keen gaze that had survived the harshest wilderness conditions, found lost people, and navigated dangers for so many years, remained steady. "The rescue team will be here," Elias said, his voice as calm as before, but now tinged with an iron hardness. "Now, I'll tell you what we're going to do. No one touches the rocks." The teenagers were surprised by Elias's resolute and authoritative demeanor. The peculiar wisdom in the old man's eyes and the unwavering seriousness in his stance had an impact on them. Elias quickly assessed the situation. He calmly approached the girl, checked her condition. Her leg was badly trapped, but there was no immediate life threat. He took a blanket from his first aid kit and began to cover the girl. He gave simple instructions to the other teenagers. "One of you keep talking to her, one give her water, the others check the surroundings." About an hour later, the sirens of rescue teams began to echo through the forest. As the team arrived, Elias stepped aside. He was like a silhouette disappearing from view. As the team worked professionally, they realized how much easier their job was thanks to Elias's guidance and the initial aid given to the girl. When the girl was rescued, Elias watched them from a distance. As the teenagers and the rescue team turned to thank him, Elias had already begun making his way down the trail towards his cabin. He moved slowly, his cane creating a familiar rhythm with the whispers of the old trees each time it touched the ground. He returned to his cabin, sat on his porch, and continued to listen to the forest. Perhaps for him, the duty had never ended. Only the stage had changed. He no longer patrolled the mountains, but continued to leave his footprints as the quiet, wise guardian of the forest and the people within it.